Hello everyone. In this lecture, we want to discuss the difference between an identity and an equation. So I'm going to start with a very simple algebraic example. So if you remember, we studied the difference of squares formula a long time ago. So if you have x squared minus 1, you know how to factor this obviously. So it's going to be x minus 1 times x plus 1. This statement, as you see, it's a mathematical statement that is true for all values of the variable x. You can select any number you want for x. You can even select 10 million if you want. So 10 million squared minus 1, I bet it is equal to the product of 10 million minus 1 and 10 million plus 1. You can select your house number. You can select whatever number, like 25 for example. 25 squared minus 1, I bet it's equal to 25 minus 1 times 25 plus 1. That is 26 times 24 basically. So you see that this is an equation that is always valid, always true for any value of the variable. And there's like infinitely many numbers or infinitely many values for x that would satisfy this equation. So such mathematical statements are called identities. Okay, they're always true for all values of the variable. And then on the other hand, if I write, for example, 10x equals 10x equals 20, then what do you think the value of x should be here? Could x be like 10 million, as I said before? I don't think so, because 10 times 10 million is not equal to 20. So here, the only value that satisfies the equation is actually x equals 2, because only 2 times 10 is equal to 20. So we see that in this mathematical statement, the only value of x that satisfies the equation is x equals 2 and nothing but x equals 2. If you change 2 to 3, left side would be 30, right side would be 20. Left side is not equal to right side then. If you select x to be like any number you feel like it, left side will not equal to right side. Only and only this equation is true for a certain value of the variable x, that is x equals 2. And if you change it to something else, it's not going to work. But for this case, you can pick any number you want. So a mathematical statement that is always true for all values of the variable is called an identity. A mathematical statement that is only true for certain value or values of the variable is called an equation. These were simple algebraic examples. Now in trigonometry, of course. So we have, for example, tangent of angle theta equals sine of theta over cosine of theta. So if you grab a calculator and you punch in sine of 30 degrees and divide it by cosine of 30 degrees, you will see that the answer would be square root of 3 over 3 in exact value, or its equivalent decimal value. And when you punch in tangent of 30 degrees, again you see the same number. So if you change 30 degrees to 31 degrees and you try the same thing, divide sine of 31 degrees by cosine of 31 degrees, you will see that it is actually equal to tangent of 31 degrees. You can press the button on the calculator and you can check this actually. It's not that hard. So any angle you want to pick, you can pick 45 degrees, 46 degrees, 72 degrees, 14 degrees, whatever you want. You can select any angle you want, and you will see that left side is always equal to right side. So this tells us that we have a trigonometric identity in front of us. But if you have something like sine of theta equals 0.5, and you want to find angle theta, of course you can press the inverse sine button on the calculator, and it's not like a secret. Everybody knows that the answer is 30 degrees. If you punch in sine of 30 degrees, it's going to be 0.5. But if you punch in sine of 31 degrees, 32 degrees, 40 degrees, 45 degrees, it's not going to be 0.5. So we see that this trigonometric statement is only and only true for certain value of the variable, that is 30 degrees. Of course, later we are going to learn that if you punch in 150 degrees, it would still work. Sine of 150 is also 0.5, but not like 151 or 152 degrees or 148 degrees or other angles like that. So there's only certain values of the variable that would make the equation true, or it would satisfy the equation. In this case, we had like any angle chosen for theta would be fine. So trigonometric identity, very basic example, and trigonometric equation. That is the difference. I hope you understood this. Thank you.